Welcome back, everybody, to the Around the JFL podcast. I believe this is episode 8.
This is episode 8. Yeah, we got it wrong last time, but we're right now.
Okay, so now we're in episode 8. We have a fantastic episode lined up. We're going to be talking a lot of predictions for season 10 and looking forward. Because last episode we spent a lot of time on looking back on the previous couple seasons. And I'm really excited. Brad, Tristan, how are we feeling?
Feeling awesome. It's been a minute. We wanted to be a little earlier with this, but we're still getting it out again. Another one before draft. So the way the timeline works feels like a good turnaround still.
I can't hear you, Brad.
That was quiet.
Technical dis.
I'm just happy to be back here talking with you fellas.
There we go. Okay. Sweet. Well, let's get into it.
All right. First segment that I wanted to start with was thinking about way too early playoff predictions and division winners for season 10. The schedule just got finished and released, and I wanted to look at who we think is going to make playoffs. I think it'd be quite different from what we've seen previously with how retirements have happened. So let me pull up season 10. And we'll go division by division and pick our division winners.
Okay.
Of what we think. So why don't we start in the north with you, Tristan, and how do you think that's going to
go? So because of the new schedule system that we're trialing this season, essentially for records purposes, each team is playing the same ranked teams from the previous season that your own team got. So first place will play every first place from the other divisions, and then one floater as well, along with their in-conference games. So Sabres are going to play all the number 1 seeds, Everest will play all the number 2s, so on and so forth. And because of that, hopefully divisions are a little more equal. I think the North can honestly swing 3 different ways this season. I know I keep saying that in like every episode that we've done, but the Sabres still have a majority of our team together, and we finally got picks back and can make picks again, though we're in a bit of cap trouble, so we'll see how things shake out. But the Emperors and Glaciers have both got schedules that they can be competitive in this season, and I think either one of them can once again hit a record that could put them into playoffs this season. It's still probably going to be close because they've got some tougher opponents, but I think we could honestly see this one swing a multitude of ways. I could see the Emperors winning the division with Tom Marnie taking a step up, potentially. I think they're still in their window. The Sabres are probably still going to be above 500, I think, or at 500. Glaciers are a bit more of a hit or miss for me right now. I still don't really know how good this team is yet, but I think they'll still have a decent season for them. And the Direwolves, I don't know if they're going to be able to get a whole ton done, but I am optimistic that with 2 top 5 draft picks, they might be able to turn this team around pretty quick, especially for being a 4th place team in their division and potentially having some easier games. They could honestly make a weird run this season as well.
That's a fair point about the Direwolves, that they do have such high picks and such a last place schedule that they would have the ability to make something happen. But I think this is really a 3-man race, which is still, considerable. But the Sabres, Emperors, and Glaciers all look legit this season. The Sabres are obviously just coming off a 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance. I think the Emperors really have a shot at a championship this season, and the Glaciers, they have a pretty easy schedule, and the Glaciers are very volatile to me. They have 9 guys that could either be all pros or bottom 10 in the league. There's just so much win there. But I think all 3 of these teams are going to make the playoffs. I think we're going to see 3 North teams. So the division win is going to be tough. It's going to be a race.
I agree with that, and I believe I can't remember who it was, but I know someone made a power ranking JFL article recently. I think it was Ben, and he had all four North teams in the top 12, I think, or at least in the top 15, and three of us were like within the top 8. So the North is one of the one of the most difficult divisions to earn that division win right now, with how even across the board all four teams are. And even if we don't consider the Direwolves there, three teams all competing for it brings me back to like what we saw out of like the West like 2 seasons ago. Like it is just an absolute dogfight between these three teams.
Freddie, what do you think about the North?
No, I really don't think I have a different take than you guys. I would really love to see the Glaciers take that extra step and like all work as a team together and make it, because I feel like they could be a very, very fun team to follow. The preference would be the Emperors, because I just want to see that go well. I want to see Wes Bowen have his moment. But that could go any of the three ways. I'm just not going to count the Direwolves because there's just too much uncertainty there.
Yeah, unless the Direwolves have like a generational draft and hit their picks, like they're probably taking Jeff Maggie, which we're gonna get to a mock draft later. But unless Jeff Maggie's like better than Kobe Sansa as a rookie and all their everything goes perfect for them, I don't see them like contending for playoffs. The Glaciers, they did just add Dante Okada from the Towers, which is wild. He probably will contend for receiving leader again. Um, I think the Glaciers have a
Really?
shot, but it's still a little uncertain. The Sabres having the first place difficult schedule, I think the Emperors are going to win the division this time, dethroning the Sabres, who won it. I think like how many seasons in a row now? 5.
5 or 6. I
Yeah.
I do not want to toot my own horn, but I have not lost a division while I have been the Sabres manager since season 4.
Yeah.
And I
I think
honestly, I would like to see someone else win it. I kind of want my team to regress a little bit so then I can do the rebuild thing again. But I don't want to ship players off to do it. I kind of just want to do it kind of naturally and maybe
yeah.
hit in there because I like to pride myself on having a high culture team. And I know keeping players around is the way to do it. And for a team that just went 3 straight, it's like I would nuke
Yeah.
this team like for 6 seasons in advance if I traded like stars out. Even if it is the
Yeah.
right move, my culture would be so dead that I don't really want to do it. So my current
I still
plan might just be to like find something new, trade them out, and then just full rebuild later on in a few seasons, and just kind of let this team kind of naturally exist for a minute.
I mean, I think even if you don't do anything, you're still a top 4 contender right now. So
Mm-hmm.
there's not really a reason to bring anybody out.
And at this point, I pride myself on the gatekeeper to Jupiter Bowls a little bit. Kicked Tony out of one, and then had to test Mackay and Tony again. It's been kind of funny. I'd be fine with a little bit of a semifinals exit this year or quarterfinals if said team goes on to win. So, but yeah, let's move into the East where our reigning Jupiter Bowl champion, the Leopards,
So
exists. Huh?
Emperor's division win.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll say that definitively. Emperors are our current favorites to win the North for this season.
Be the first in many seasons.
Yes.
That not, you know.
Yep.
Yes. You want the East, Brad? You want to talk about that since you're residing there?
Oh boy. I honestly think that this could very well be a very uncertain division, and I know that sounds a little wild, but because everything for the Griffins is riding on Kobe Sansa. If for some reason he is not great or good, if he is just, even if he's okay, I feel like they'll do fine. But there's so much in this division that is so uncertain right now. Like, we've never seen Chad Mander play for any like extended amount of time. I'm happy that he's here. Love him. Riding with Chad, but and then you have Tony, who just lost pretty much his entire team for the most part, and they actually have Conan now, right? No,
No, they've
it's a
the Sharks.
it's
I got you. It's
Kale,
Roosh.
Kale
Yep.
Roosh. Yep.
Yep. Thank you, Jesus. But they have him, but no wide receivers. Entries. It depends how the draft goes. I think it is between the Salamanders and the Griffins, but I think there's so much uncertainty. But give the edge to the Griffins, even assuming Colby Sands is just good. Even if he's average or above average, I feel like they've got it, but there's just a lot of uncertainty. But for sake of picking one, I will say the Griffins.
I think it does come down to the two quarterback play, like the two teams quarterback play, because we have not seen Chad Mander much. But he has been developing behind Jack Malley for like 7 seasons. Is hope there, and the Salamanders are still a good team. But I think the Griffins, so they are getting Kobe Sansa, who is one of the best prospects we've ever seen. The hype around Sansa is like comparable to Grazier Pershing, and then like we haven't seen a quarterback prospect like him since Grady Burke.
Allegedly.
So, or Jack Matt. Well, like it's coming out of college, hype wise.
Mm-hmm.
So for that to miss would be, insane, considering he has the best wide receiver core in the league to walk into on an already win now ready team. And Kobe Sansa, if he even just plays comparably to Kale Roosh, I think that team is going to blow away the division, because not only do they have the first overall pick, they have 5 picks in this draft that are all in the first 2 rounds. So I think the Griffins are just poised so well to, even if the Salamanders are great and make the playoffs, I think the Griffins are going to be a 7-win team because they have a really, really easy schedule as well.
You think they sent Easton's too because of that?
I think it's possible, but I wouldn't say that's my prediction yet. But I think the Griffins are winning the division without a doubt, because if you look at the schedule, they have like 2 games that I wouldn't guarantee a win for them, like right now. Like, because of how the seeding shook up, a lot of the 2 seeds fell off from their from last season.
Yeah.
And their schedule looks so easy.
Here,
The
Jackals, Sharks, Leopards, Sentries, Towers, Emperors, Kingfishers, Sals.
It's a very friendly schedule.
For them, yeah, I would say so.
So I would give the Griffins the division win here, like without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree. And we've kind of glossed over the Sentries a little bit. I do want to mention that Lucas, blessed be for helping make all the stats go faster. That can't be overstated enough. I don't know if we've mentioned that in a JFL episode yet, but props absolutely to that man. He's trying out something new that we haven't seen yet. 4 tight ends, 2 running backs, and he's gonna go pound the rock. And he's gonna make it like it's just absolutely 11th man formation, and I'm gonna be very interested to see how this works out, because I remember him coming to me and talking to me about it, and he said, "Have you ever seen someone run 4 tight ends?" And I said, "No, I don't think I have. Most people don't run a lot of tight ends. I don't think I've ever seen someone run 3, let alone 4." And he said, "I really want to do it because I think my running backs are good." I do personally think that he needs some better running backs to make it work entirely the way he wants it to. But I think it might get him to where he can test this out and say, this could be worth it. But I feel like the caliber of running backs he currently has on his team, it might need to be like a step above where it's currently at. Now, I'm not knocking the idea, but I will be following it with a lot of interest.
I agree with you there, but also, so his running back. Well, it's a very intriguing concept to run the 4 tight ends, because he does have 2 studs. He already had the best tight end duo with Kevin Cronkoli, baller, Salcuji, great tight end too.
Mm-hmm.
Then he brings in 2 like pretty tight ends, but they're blockers. Graham McCoy, who was the Sentry's starting tight end for a while and was pretty awful, and then Lester Boyle, who's never really done anything. but they want that blocking, just monopoly for the running backs to go crazy. They're running one wide receiver, which what hurts my heart is they benched Laquan Dashiell, who I really love, their franchise receiving leader. They're starting Jason Dantella as the one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I think they're going to do is they already have Raheem Baker, who was a top running back prospect, I think just missed All Pro. So like they have talent there, but I think they're also going to add Carnell Cage from this draft class.
You think they're going
So
Cage? Really?
I think they might. So that would have that two running back duo with the four blocking tight ends. I think it's going to be really interesting. A really interesting scheme because they had Kirk Harvey, who they wanted to shop out. He's not a superstar quarterback. He's not going to win them, playoff games. But nobody wanted him, and they're not getting a better quarterback right now, I guess. So might as well turn Kirk Harvey into a blocking quarterback and play the run game.
I forgot that they had third round pick, and Dire Wolves are probably taking QB as well. I forgot that Bryce is going to have their pick of the board outside QB. Yeah?
Well, I think they might take Carnell Cage.
I could see it. I think that definitely fixed what I thought was the only problem with it. So,
Or you could go with the tight end too at the same time, which would be interesting. But I think it'd be more beneficial to go Carnell Cage if they're going offense.
yeah, because the running backs absolutely fall off a cliff past Cage, at least in this draft class. So, you might find another tight end later in like round 2 or 3, but like you're not gonna find another running back down
Cage
there.
reminds me of Curtis so much.
It's a really deep tight end class. I think you can definitely get a tight end. This is the class to get a backup tight, like a tight end 2, or in his case it would be 3 or 4. This is the best class to get in a while, and Carnell Cage is the only running back that I would draft in this entire class. Like I hate this running back class. I'm glad I'm set
Wow.
there. Well set. I don't like the running back class personally.
There's one.
I think Carnell Cage is the only potential one.
I don't disagree with that.
All right. Well, that sounds like we've wrapped up.
In other words, Griffins.
Yeah. Sounds like we've wrapped up the East then. On to the Central, where last season we saw the Hoplites have a big breakout season, finally.
It's going to be the Kingfishers.
And I think this one is probably the easiest to predict. I think the Hoplites are going to take the division win again, even with the harder schedule. I don't think we're going to see someone step up above from their last season predictions and jump up to snag away that title.
Well, we know the Towers are not going to compete. They completely imploded.
Mm-hmm.
And should have won it last season, but we've talked about that enough.
Yeah.
The Towers are not going to compete. The Kingfishers, I think nobody thinks they're going to compete. The Rhinos, though, I think will put up a fight. They still have Draymond Daniels, and they're coming off of Calvin Smith, Offensive Rookie of the Year season. If they have a good draft, I think they will challenge the Hoplites for this division. And I think that if the Rhinos upset the Hoplites in their game against each other, then that might lead to the Rhinos winning it. But I would still pick the Hoplites as who I think will win.
That's a fair take, I think.
I agree with that a lot because, the Rhinos, like, their full roster isn't anywhere near as set off well as the Hoplites. They still have enough pieces to compete and make it interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm just worried about the Rhinos' schedule a little bit because they've got some easy games, but they still got to play the Sharks, the Glaciers, which that one can probably go either way. It just depends on which team gets hot there. The Salamanders, and their regular lineups. So, but we'll see. It will be interesting for sure. But I will say I think our winner is the Hoplites.
Yeah, the Hoplites are such a fun team as well right now. Coming off Fred Manderson, phenomenal rookie, leading that defense, and then you have this one of my favorite offenses in the league right now.
Mr.
You have
Matthew, can I get things I never thought I'd hear for 500, please?
Yeah. look really good as a rookie. I think he's gonna make All Pro this season because he has a really fun and talented receiving core around him. I think Maines takes All Pro because we don't have Jack Malley, Tyber Jericho, Ruth Legain, any of those older guys contending for All Pro anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Grady Burke's gonna make another one. I think Maines is gonna sneak in All Pro, and I actually have a crazy prediction that he's my like dark horse MVP candidate. Is
Really?
gonna be
See that? I don't think that's that crazy.
Holy shit! I just realized Zyron Williams was on a 15 million contract before. What the hell?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Whoa. Okay.
But yeah, he has Byron Williams to throw to, reigning receiving leader, 1,000 yards. He has his college best buddy and target, Gazelle Falk, going into his second year. Quay Sutton, who's a great wide receiver 3, and then Tom Pass. And then did they just get a tight end too, or they're gonna draft one?
Not sure.
I think they're gonna draft one.
They're benching because we talked about this.
Yeah.
For another. They're gonna get another one, but
my only worry is their defense. Will it hold up? So.
Yeah, I think what they said was they're gonna draft a tight end early, and then they're gonna go defense the rest of the draft.
And
which I think is
I agree with that. Even if
It's the move.
Even if like their later round picks, take a shot at it and hope they're better because they've got some stinky 3s and 4s in there. So there's a decent shot you can find a rookie that's better than someone on there. So
yeah. And Dash and Ferrick, all pro running back. So it's good offense.
That defense leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, for sure.
Offense has plenty of things to make up for it.
But in any case, let's keep this ball rolling and into the West, where our final council member resides. John, you want to take this away?
I sure will. So I won the division this last season. The Corsairs had a pretty strong regular season. Grazier Pershing, my beloved, won MVP, surpassing Icy Danzler as the best running back season in the franchise history. Who won Offensive Player of the Year. Our running game is incredible. We did lose some major pieces, though, like Andre Vermel retired, Scotty Dorn. A lot of these players are gone, Mitch Shelvin. But I still think when you compare it to the rest of the West, that my team with Grady Burke still here, with Grazier Pershing, I still don't think any of the other teams compare to us right now. And I think we have another free division win because the Paladins are still rotten. They were the worst team in the league and don't even have the first overall pick to show for it, which is pretty brutal considering it's Kobe Sansa. And it literally just made one of their former All-Pro players walk in free agency, Leroy Lochran. The Admirals are still... They have a lot of draft picks, but I just don't see it happening with Kayvon Holland. I think they need to move on there.
Really?
And
interesting.
The Sharks lost Tyber Jericho. They did acquire Conan McCullough. So if the Sharks have a good draft, which Avery has had great drafts in the past, I think they could contend with me for it. But I think the Corsairs are going to win this division again, handily.
I would agree.
It's funny because I really liked Kayvon in his draft class. Like I almost liked Kayvon a little bit better than Gordon Golden during that whole thing.
Stupid,
but
still do.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked his description a lot better. I know Gordon has had way more successful seasons, but I also know he's had a much better supporting cast around him as well. And maybe Kayvon just hasn't really had that kind of a supporting cast outside of like maybe Cliff Mazzella's at this point, but. That's just me.
Kayvon had Hez Watkins.
That's
all-pro
true,
receiver.
Actually.
He's had chances to show that he's the franchise quarterback. And while he's had like individual games that have been really good, he's never really put stretches together of consistent good play. And I just don't think you can win with Kayvon Holland. I think it's too late.
You think he's
in the defense helped much?
Yeah, but sounds like you're kind of putting Kayvon in like the Joe Syke area of like the bridge QB until you find that guy.
Yes,
exactly.
That's exactly what he is.
He might be.
And
yeah,
I agree with that. But I still like him a lot.
Yeah. I remember Brady and I, when we were looking into season 6, especially around the Pat Ross investigations, like we were texting back and forth about a lot of things going on during then. But both of us like, yeah, I think I like Kayvon better. It's like, man, wouldn't it be funny if Kayvon was like way better than Gordon? It was like, at this point, it's not, but it was really funny. It was like, man, it's wild how we season after season, almost looks like the second QB looks better than the first sometimes.
Yeah.
But that may be just our preferred archetype in a QB passer of saying elite accuracy. To me, that sounds so much better than having a really good arm strength. I like being able to get the ball in a good spot rather than being able to put it down the field with yardage. But that's just me.
So we're
Yeah,
at what? Emperors, Griffins,
hoplites,
Hoplites,
Corsairs. And for
Yeah.
the South, I think this is handed Tyrants. Like I don't think I think the Tyrants are my favorite to win the Jupiter Bowl this season. So I'm going to say Tyrants, without a doubt in my mind, are going to win this division. But
Yeah.
we should count out the Jackals. I think still have a chance to, if everything could click for them one time. They always look great and then they collapse mid-season
Yep.
or something goes wrong for them. If
Yeah.
they could just win one season, I think they're going to have a great time. Um, and the Cobras are coming off a pretty good season too.
Unfortunately, I just don't know if the Jackals are in the position to do it actively, just because their manager is away for an extended period of time. That they're not making big moves. The drafting is a little bit lower than what a dedicated manager would probably look into, unfortunately. And it's because just Charles is away at boot camp. It's just, but the team is still his, so we're not running the team into the ground. People aren't like trying to trade in and out of this team or anything, but it is a team that is effectively coasting right now. So unless it strings together a lot of wild things all at once, it's kind of just riding that like 500 line probably.
I would agree.
I want to. I know that Will and I have talked a lot about a receiver going to him from me, and I know I should, and I should get something out of one of them, but I still don't know if I can bring myself to do that. But I really want to at the same time. Just odd. Anyway, dying isn't good for your health, Tristan.
Yeah,
Sorry, I swallowed some water. Weird.
relatable.
But yeah, the Tyrants are really trying to make a big win now move, and the issue is just people are holding their cards really close, a bit more than what we have seen in the past. So it's a little hard to do nowadays. Um, but I do still think this Tyrants team is really good and still very much a contender, even if without a big move. The big move is more of a security blanket and just increasing those odds, but I could definitely see them. They're still contenders for sure.
Agreed.
Like my
I mean,
baseline for them is like winning a quarterfinal game. I think they're for sure easy locks for the semifinals.
they're for me the far and away, not far and away, but they're my favorite for the Jupiter Bowl championship. I think their rosters, they just came off a 1 seed in a very competitive season. And now that it's not, the league isn't going to be as competitive now. I think they're going to like, they have a hard schedule, but they're going to walk into a 1 seed or a 2 seed. And I think they're going to drive to the Jupiter Bowl. I think we're going to go back to like before these last couple seasons of like crazy fantasy runs for Jupiter Bowls, we would see 7-1 dominant team march to the Jupiter Bowl, no doubt about it. And I think we're going to get kind of back to that realm for these next few seasons of the JFL. Now that like all these big former teams are like falling off, I think we're going to see like the Tyrants, the Griffins, teams like that go 7-1, and I think the Tyrants are going to be that this season. And even like what I am waiting for on them is that big splash move. I thought they should have traded for Dante Okada, but the Glaciers landed him. They did acquire DeLewis Dather for like pennies,
A
which was,
fourth.
yeah, literally a fourth. But yeah, they need to get like I want them to trade for DeMar Williams, Curtis
I
Rhymes
think
if they
he's.
could.
I think.
John Bain potentially.
I think he's been trying. Just people are not letting go of those players. Like I think he's literally sent like messages to Colt, and Colt has said For some reason, I think I remember saying Colt was selling house, but then he hasn't made any trades, which is really strange after making an announcement that like you're selling house. So,
If you're listening, Harper Thomas, you know he belongs to me. I want him.
but yeah, I think Tyrants are easily our favorite for the South.
Yes.
And the Cobras might do something kind of wacky and somehow make a playoff berth, but I don't think they're going far.
No.
They're a team that can either be really up or really down. Since their inaugural season, they've been trending down, but the last season or two, they've been trending back upwards and improving season after season. So I'm very hopeful to watch the Cobras kind of build themselves into a newer team once again. So I just wanted to shout out their team again, make sure everyone got some love. But yeah.
Can't forget about the all-time great wide receiver Barney Archer.
Oh yeah. Champion of Brad's draft team last episode.
The Cobras to me are like pop rocks after you've already when you've already eaten, like it's Halloween and you have an entire pillowcase full of candy and you've already eaten the entire bag and you think you're gonna like just pass out and die, like you think you're just gonna perish from the amount of sugar you consume. And then there's still some pop rocks at the bottom of the pillowcase, and if you eat them, it's either going to be, delicious burst of sugar, but most likely it's going to explode your skull because of how much sugar you've had. And that's kind of what right now is I think that they're just going to explode my head if they win more than 4 games.
Oh boy.
That'd be fun to see. That would be funny to see. But yeah. There's going to be a lot of interesting things with the new schedule this season. We might see some teams go completely dominant. We could see a true Cinderella throughout the entire season. But otherwise, we can probably predict a lot of our playoff matches. And we've got 5 locked in, and it's going to be a fight for the wild cards.
Yeah, so that's our 5 division winners. We're set there.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so for the wild card spots. I do think 3 North teams are going to go. I think, Emperors win the division. Sabres are making the playoffs without a doubt in my mind, and I think the Glaciers make it. So
I would love to see it happen. I'm a big North guy, always have been. Always love the managers that help out in the North. We've seemed to have a pretty good,
the North will go south.
A pretty respectable relationship between each other. So I'm hoping it'd be very cool to see so many go at once. If we could.
So, Brad, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I think we see 3 from the North, 2 from the East, and then division winners from the rest. I think that's how it's going to shake up.
You think that the second East team is going to be the last wildcard spot?
I think it's going to be Salamander. I think it's going to be Griffin Salamanders is how it's going to go in the East right now. Because even if Chad Mander is just serviceable, I mean, that offense is still pretty stacked outside of the running back room. So
it's going to be a 1964 copper little coin. And Brad just goes all the way.
We'll see.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that because, Chad Mander is obviously, such a wild card here. Like, we have no idea what to expect there.
Yep.
They lost Curtis Sampson, so they don't really have that running game anymore.
But they still
Tucker
have...
Borston's entering the season.
Yeah.
He's a last season 1 player. So,
we still got Devontae Hodgins, Desmond Stowler, and George McCown, though, up there on the offense.
Okay. Tristan.
Mander can't throw them.
Put some respect on Matt Gregg's name.
I was labeling the top ends first. Yeah, Matt Gregg and Ron Conklin are still there.
Matt Gregg, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's a lot more of a debate for the 8th spot. I think the Jackals could take it. Like, are the Salamanders most likely to get it? I guess that's not crazy.
They still got a pretty stacked DB room, too. Like, Darnell Gale and Jair Joseph. Like,
did Spider retire?
Spider did retire, yes.
Right now it's Quez Cephas, who did get an interception in his playoff game against the Tyrants.
And I was I'm very late on the game for doing this, but I just recently earlier today I went through all the chaos plays for season 8 or for season 9. By the way, shout out, thank you for not making defensive player trades. That makes my life so much easier doing those stats. But like Salamander's got a lot of chaos plays for like a team that was not projected was like lower end. They got a lot. I have to pull up the stats again. One quick second.
Did Borston make All Pro this last season?
No, I think he just missed it with 6 sacks.
Missed it. And then Mallory had a pretty good season too, right? And then Rusty made All Pro again.
Yep.
Gale made All Pro again. So yeah, that's probably a good
Joseph
defense.
made All Pro.
Well, Salamander's got 14 picks, and I think 9 of them were Jair Joseph. Like, he had an insane... He had 7 or 9. Somewhere between 7 and 9. But, like, he had a really good season.
Find out real quick.
They also had 17 sacks, which was, like, second in the league, I think. Yeah, second in the league, only behind one other team, which was the Leopards, which had one of the most stacked D-line teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right.
They didn't get the
7.
record. They did not get the record for sacks. They were one short. They got 23 sacks in the season, but still an insane number.
Joseph had
24 by the Salamanders in season 3. Because the Salamanders season 3 was just unheard of. Outrageous, yes. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, some pretty interesting stats, and we've gone through all of like the other stuff for all the divisions at this point. I want you guys to hazard a guess at what team had the most interceptions as a team, and I guarantee you, I don't think you guys are gonna get it. Who had without looking, what team had the most team interceptions last season?
But that's very confident. He's making a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
The most Jackals.
Brady, you want to give a guess?
Oh God. Sorry. I think Jackals is a good guess, but I'm going to say I don't think the Griffins did all that well in interceptions. Like, they did good, but I don't think they were the top team.
I feel like I'm being held at gunpoint right now.
I need Bray to answer.
I don't know. I want to freaking Hoplites. No, it wasn't the Hoplites. They have a
okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I'll say Brady's first. Brady, the Hoplites had 2 interceptions in the season.
Yeah, I know. I realized that's horrible. As soon as I said that, I was like, their DB room is cooked. Right. There's no way.
In second place, there was a tie between the Salamanders and Leopards. I'm sorry. No, sorry. Salamanders and Leopards are tied for third with 14. The Corsairs were second at 16. And the Jackals were first with 19 interceptions. When I was going through these stats earlier, because the way I do them, I go sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions is the way I do them. Even though it goes sacks, interception, forced fumbles. I don't know. It's just how I set up my spreadsheet when I did. And I got to interceptions. I went, damn, he got a lot. Holy shit, there's a second with a lot. And then like 2 or 3 more players each had like 1 to 3, and I was like, that's insane. I didn't expect the Jackals to have that much because their other sacks, forced fumbles were both at like 6. So I was like, okay, interception is going to be something similar or something. And then it was blown way out of the water.
Well, Tyson Lane led the league in interceptions, which led me to think there. So when I was thinking about what my guess was going to be.
He had like 10, I think, or something.
Yeah. I know the Leopards had 2 All-Pros there, but they were both like lower tier All-Pros. And then I was like, okay, my team had a lot of interceptions, but I'm like, the way you phrased the question, I'm like, there's no way it's my team. So I was like, okay, I'm going second. First, Jackals had the interception leader, and then also I remember Wendell Higgins having a surprisingly great season, and Ben being pissed about it because he just traded him there. So I'm like, okay, those 2 together, that probably is the team with the most picks.
Yeah. Here, let me go find this team performance again because I just want to highlight this because this is an insane season, honestly. Because like, here it is. So going bottom up in tackles, Napoleon Percy, who we all thought was a bust at one point, 3 interceptions. Cammy Brown from the Rhinos got 2 interceptions. Wendell Higgins, who Ben traded away and was very upset about it, got 5. And then Tyson Lane with 9. 19. Insane for that Jackals defense, honestly. But yeah, that was just a really surprising stat to me that jumped out when I was doing stats earlier, and I just wanted to point and highlight that one.
I really thought they were going to win a playoff game because how the season started, they were rolling. Gordon Golden looked like an MVP favorite. Onyx Portis was doing crazy, and then they all just collapsed. And
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad to see. I still think that if it clicks, they could take that 8th wildcard spot this season.
And they could. They've got a decent defensive core now, but we'll see. Just to shout out the other leaders, the Leopards got 23 sacks and led the sack numbers and forced fumbles. I think it might have been my own Sabres with 15. Second in fumbles was the Griffins at 11. And Leopards actually tied for second. And Direwolves actually. 3-way tie for second. It was a big drop-off. And Admirals and Glaciers actually at 11. Holy shit. A lot of teams had 11 forced fumbles this season. But yeah, decent drop-off between first and like 5 teams tied for second. Strange numbers. But yeah, I will hopefully knock out my seasonal analysis. I was really busy, so I didn't get to do that a while ago, but hopefully I can still retroactively do it, and then I'll hopefully be a bit more on the ball for Season 10. Season 9 just moved so fast after, like, Season 3. I was like, fuck. I was so out of it. But, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of cool things.
We ready for our next segment?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's slide into a first-round mock draft. For this upcoming draft. The class is just about finished. We have everything we need for the first round. A lot of the trades that are going to happen have already been completed. Most of the other ones probably won't show up until draft day or close to it. So I think we can pretty confidently put together a mock right now for what we think will happen. As well as this is going to be an exciting one because I am so uncertain on what will happen. I think this is going to be an electric draft on all the possibilities.
I'm very excited for what's going to happen in this one, for sure.
My internet crashed out of nowhere, so I can't pull up the page, so you guys are going to have to tell me what pick.
I got you.
I can see.
Yeah, so pick number 1, Griffins. Very easy, Colby Sansa. It's been talked about for ages. That one's going to be super easy. We can just keep on moving. The only player to actually wear number 1 as a non-joke. Getting Delaney Whiff to change his number. But Direwolves at number 2, most likely going to be Jeff Maggie. They're in large need of a QB as well, and both of these QBs look pretty good.
If they don't take Maggie, then my mind's gonna be blown. Like they're gonna take Maggie. That's set in stone.
He was second in Giesman Trophy winner voting, so he should absolutely go second on this board. Speaking of Giesman, at number 3, we're probably going to predict the Sentries are going to take Carnell Cage.
Yeah, I think that they might do that, which I would probably recommend they take the linebacker, Vern Chariot, but I think they're going to take Carnell Cage with the direction they're pointing their offense.
I think the Sentries have always had an identity around the offense, especially the run game, and that might be a bit of a culture hole that they need to refill once Rayshon Calpre was traded out. I think Carnell is the right move to go.
For them to get the top running back prospect back-to-back seasons would also be pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. But I think it fits their identity.
No, I'd agree. I think it's gonna be Carnell Cage.
Next, number 4, Direwolves once again after they had a trade with the Kingfishers after last season. And now this is where we got to start making some decisions. Because I could see them taking Vern Chariot, the linebacker, to help out that aging linebacker room.
Yeah, they did trade out Raymond Kane, the previous season, and they have aging Mark Valanche. They have Ahmad Rashal, who's decent, and Chris Warden, I believe. So they definitely could use, another superstar linebacker if Vern Chariot lives up to the hype. But they need everything. So I don't think there's really many wrong picks here. I think Vern Chariot though makes the most sense, being the next guy down the Jasmine list.
Mm-hmm. They also
We're going
have
straight north.
Blake Holly
Wouldn't hate
there, but
wide receiver pick.
I would like a wide receiver pick as well, potentially.
I wouldn't hate it here. I think that'd be an enjoyable pick. I don't necessarily believe that's what they're gonna do, but I would enjoy it if that's how it fell.
I think that receiver would make sense to get the rookie quarterback, a weapon to throw to. But I'm not very high on the top end of this receiver class to be worth that high of a pick. I think this is a wait till the second round kind of thing to get a receiver if you're the Direwolves. I don't think the value is worth it at pick 4. I think you have to take, a higher prospect like Vern Chariot. Considering that, like, I don't think a wide receiver should go till like pick 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I can see that.
I mean, our top wide receiver prospect is labeled as having a drop problem, and if that's the number one, that is fair. Yeah. All right.
I think probably the top 2 will go in the top 15 more than likely, but
I think
just because people receivers.
I think they will go high, but I do agree with that might not be the best move. In any case, I'll mark us down for Vern Chariot at number 4 for the Direwolves. Number 5 is the Lancers.
Ooh.
Now, what do they need?
So the Lancers totally would be the kind of person to take a receiver. But no, I think their biggest issue here, they just got a statement from their superstar D lineman, John Bain, that his contract's up after the season. If the team does not improve or show they have a plan going forward, he's going to walk. He's going to leave. They're going to lose one of the best players in the entire league. Now, the biggest thing he stated was quarterback play. They've been dealing with a torturous room of Brett Matterly and Clay Duke, who just cannot play. So I think that they have to take the third quarterback prospect, Heck Allen's here, who I think isn't a bad choice. Like I think Heck Allen's, obviously he's not Sansar Maggie, but I still like Allen's as a top 5 pick value player. And I think he fits the Lancers. So I think Heck Allen makes the most sense.
At the very least, he's hopefully going to be exciting to watch, which will at least improve the mood of their players.
I definitely agree that he does fit the Lancers very well, in my opinion, as well. So
now it does say he knows how to get teammates riled up for better or worse. If all of a sudden they start doing really poorly, it might almost be a little detrimental. However, I think this is still the right pick for him. I think Heck Allen's would be the best call for them.
With the stakes, like they're not a contending team, obviously, but they have real stakes anyway this season because they were 3-5. They basically need to go 4-4 or better this season if they want John Bain to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
So they might need that gamble, light a fire under you quarterback and Heck Allen's to bring this team to just one more win or a better 3-5 season. Like maybe if it's a little close, Bain will be satisfied. But I think Heck Allen's is the only choice here if they're serious about keeping their guys.
I like that. I like the move. Number 6, the Rhinos.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. So that is a who knows type thing. For me, knowing Mackay, so there's two things I would predict here. We still have one Jasmine candidate left, the top DB prospect, Johnny Kindle. But so Mackay loves, or he doesn't love, but he loves to talk about how hard it is for him to draft DBs. So he might jump on this opportunity for this DB. But also knowing Mackay, he loves number 1 D-line prospects.
That he does.
And he's coming off the worst D line, like one of the worst D lines of all time, like ever, like abysmal D line, just absolutely egregious. And they lost Donnell Bryant; he retired early. They've got nobody there, and Mackay loves top D line prospects. He
You want
hasn't gotten one, Mario Rashomon, and he's tried to since many times. So he might go Jerome Condrada.
you want to know? You want to take a guess how many sacks they had last season? To just drive
One,
home that point, it was one.
yeah,
It was
Ooh,
one.
that is stinky.
I do think they take Jerome Contrada. I think they do. I think they
I
take top D line just for that
I
Rhinos
don't.
culture.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to resist the top D line prospect when he's tried to get it so many times in the past.
Yeah, I agree. Number 7, the Griffins pop their head back up once again, 6 picks later. Now they've taken Colby Sands at this point. They've already got a really stacked wide receiver room. Where do they go next?
That's a good question.
I could see DB.
You think DB from the Griffins?
I don't want to particularly give away anything because I have been talking to Ben, but I know that he's been working on potentially a few deals. So who knows where he's going to end up with picks,
Sure.
and who knows what he's going to take. But I know I talked with him a little bit, and I do feel comfortable sharing this, and I probably won't go more than that. But he said that if he were to upgrade at a defensive position, it would probably be defensive back.
Okay.
So
And with the number 1 DB still on the board, according to us right now, I think he would take a Johnny Kendall.
could go tight end too, but
He could, but I see him taking Kendall at this point. He is a smart person, and I know him. And if there is a number 1 position available to him, he is going to take it.
I think it's very, very possible he takes the DB. I think it's a very good take. But he did just acquire Ricard Reese. He has All Pro
That's
Teron
true.
Cherry. Has a great DB room, and where what is kind of lacking is his linebacker core, which they lost Tyrese Coffin, they lost Cam Berlin. They're down to Caldorado and Sean Hardy basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this linebacker class is really, really good, really top heavy. I think he might also go with Levante Wagner. Um, but I think he also picks at 10, right? The Griffins pick at 10.
Yeah, he does.
So they're either going to go, man, they're going to go between Kindle and Wagner, I think, are one of the top linebackers. It might be Elliker. But I also think they take Sean Fletchy at 10. So I don't know which one they go with here at 7. The DB makes the most sense, I guess, considering he's a Jiesman candidate, but I think they need linebacker more.
That's a fair take. So, okay.
it's so weird that we're like saying that Sean Fletchy's gonna fall to 10, considering how crazy people have been over tight ends.
The thing about tight ends is just it is always they slip a little farther unless they're like super big receiving options. But then as soon as one goes, they fly off the board really quickly. Because they tend to be positions that middle draft pick teams want, essentially. The teams that are like high up in picks usually aren't in need of tight ends. And that's just how I think that's the reason why tight ends fall most of the time is unless it is a pure wide receiver or like a receiving tight end, which is very tantalizing to like those teams that are lower on offensive firepower. They tend to fall a lot lower to teams that have the availability to take them, essentially.
Yeah. Only reason why I brought it up is because the last, like, I would say, especially last season, but I would say the last 2 seasons, I feel like people really understood the value of a good tight end more so than usual. And I know that personally, a lot of people have inquired about George McCown for me. So,
Really? But yeah. So do we want to put down the Griffins as taking linebacker there? As taking Wagner?
I don't know. The linebacker class is so deep.
Because here's also the other
And
thing. Wagner is touted as like having a high floor right now, but he might not improve very much. He might just be like he's coming good, but he's gonna stay just at good. Does Ben want to take that right now? as a team that looks like it can still improve.
I think we should go with the DB, considering he's the last remaining Jiesman candidate, and based off what Brady said,
I agree.
and he can get a linebacker later. That's still going to be probably good. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Ben, if you're, I assume he's gonna watch this at some point. If I'm giving away too much, I apologize. Try to keep it confidential.
In any case, Cobras number 8.
Hmm.
Who knows?
That's a really tough one. I might give them the next linebacker.
Okay.
I think they just need kind of player available. They do need receiver bad, but they don't still this. I don't think this is bad value to take a receiver this high. I might give them the next linebacker.
I could also see them taking the high tight end.
I could see that. Yeah, the tight end would make a lot of sense because right now they only have Bart Washington.
Yeah.
Ben Kennedy, they're set there. Raekwon Gibbs and Barney Archer, they will get them through for now.
Yeah, they do have Raekwon Gibbs there, who's borderline All Pro. I think linebacker is what I would go with.
Yeah, they've got Dorian Walters, Benny Bell, Biff Jahogi, and Jacoby Boff.
Pretty rough core. So
yeah.
Okay, we'll mark him down as Wagner.
I think Levante Wagner makes the most sense there.
Okay. At number 9, we've got the Admirals. First pick out of Miranda, new Admirals manager, which we haven't really had an active Admirals manager for a while. So hopefully we'll get something new out of this one.
I have spent probably an unhealthy amount of time looking at the Admirals. Just because I'm trying to figure out what they should do. I don't necessarily think that you don't take a quarterback here. You just don't. Not with what's there, with how many picks they have.
No.
Wide receiver. The wide receivers are actually fairly okay. All things considered. Cliff, great tight end. The running backs are pretty bad, but it's not a super great class for that. Their defensive backs, they got Barik Bay. It's a solid thing. Their linebackers are actually pretty solid too. To me, the biggest hole on that team is defensive line.
I would agree.
I think so. Yeah.
Without a doubt, I think that's the biggest hole because they only have 3. They have Wayne Regatta, Ralph Sellers, and Anthony Zalowski.
Yeah, I think Fernando, the second D line, would be the smartest decision there. Again, running back, it's not a good running back class, and also there's still room to watch. I think Lamar Underking is who they got last season.
The Lamar Underking.
Yeah, Underking still has potential to develop, so I would probably take the Fernando.
Okay. All right. Fernando Alace.
Chase Gregg sitting there is kind of funny.
At number 10, the Griffins coming back around once again.
Sean
Fletchy. We mentioned that earlier. I don't think anyone else takes him. Yeah, Sean Fletchy. Okay.
They do need that.
It hurts me. Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing too: is if they take Colby Sansa, I think it's the third tight end.
Yeah. Do they take McCourty?
Third or second tight end. Do they take McCourty?
They definitely want McCourty.
But I don't know if they take him here or if they try to get him later.
I don't think they wait. I think they get him now.
Because
okay, you could totally get McCourty later.
You definitely
could. They have 5.
No, that's right. Yeah.
No, they gotta go linebacker here, and then they're gonna get McCourty for sure later. Maybe their next pick.
They have pick 24 in round 2. I think that's where they take a McCourty, but I think you take McCourty at top of round 2.
Because here's how I see it.
Because most probably other people aren't gonna want McCourty because of that. Almost. it's going to have a
Here's the
bit
big
of
thing.
like stigmatism around him.
Here's the big thing about that too is, Kobe Sansa, like amazing prospect, whatever. And then you look at description for McCourty. 80% of passing touchdowns from Sansa went to him.
Mm-hmm.
So how big of a role did he have in that? I think if you take Sansa, you want to do everything in your power to get that tight end.
I agree.
I do think that he can get him later.
I think they easily can get him later, especially since they're not taking tight end here. Like, the longer it takes for a tight end to be taken, like, if he's not there at the second round pick, then I think people are reaching. Like, they're just crazy. So I would give them a linebacker here, considering that's one of their biggest needs
Mm-hmm.
in the top end, right? I think they really like Rondé Elliker. I think I'd give them Elliker here.
Okay. Yeah, I like Elliker a lot.
I love Elliker, but he's not going to be there for me. I really like the top 5. I like the top 7 linebackers a lot.
I haven't looked much past like the top 5.
Top 3 especially though are just so good.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, let's keep moving. We're only halfway through. Number 11, the Towers. Now, after trading up with the Sharks.
So
I don't
Owen
know why
said that there's someone that he really wants.
he
And
wanted a wide receiver,
I mean,
but
I don't understand why you're trying to get one right now necessarily. Because what exactly did he give up to trade into this?
I have no clue.
first and a second. He gave up a first and a second next season to go up to 11 here because he really wanted top 3 receivers. But the thing is, the top end of this receiver class isn't good enough to trade up to get it at 11. Like, I think if you're going to trade into the first round for one of these receivers, you could have done it around pick 15 or later. And to do it at 11 is bad value. But okay, if that's a guy you love, go get that guy, I guess. Take him. But then the thing is, they just blew up everything to have as many picks as possible going into next season and to start a brand new rebuild.
Some of them
And they
away.
give up 2 of those high picks to get a wide receiver here, which basically it just means they're doing the exact same thing all over again what they did in the first place. Their first draft pick was Eli Monk. You know, you're going to build a whole team around a receiver. I don't know if that's going to work out. Because it didn't last time.
Well, here's the thing. I think they're banking on having a high pick next season, and they have their own draft pick, and I think they take QB next season then.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's fair. That's a fair argument. Receiver class is just so sketchy to me that I don't know if that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're in love with the guy and they think he's the guy, then yeah, I guess get him. But I
agree with John. I personally think that there's only 3 wide receivers that I would draft in the entire class.
I think I'd draft more than just 3 of them in here personally, but I definitely don't think I'd be picking them high.
I like a lot of them, but I just wouldn't take any of them high.
Yeah.
But for the Towers, I think they'd probably go Sarka. Try Sarka.
I mean, they can do whatever they want at this point. It's just, it's not going to help them for right now. It may in the future. It may be a great pick for the future, but for now.
Sure.
Okay, Owen is really good drafting receivers in his career. He's 3 for 3 on receiver picks. He drafted Eli Monk. He drafted Dante Okada. He drafted Conreath. So maybe receiver's the right way to go, honestly.
Maybe it is.
So Sarka or I'll take one.
All right.
Well, if the top guy falls, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Number 12, Direwolves once again coming again.
So they got Maggie and they've got Chariot so far. So we gave them.
Sorry. Maggie and Chariot. Yeah, I could see them going running back here. Honestly, their running back room has holes left to be desired.
He kind of need a defensive back or a wide receiver.
I think the receiver room is fine. I think it's running back and DB that needs the most work right now.
I think much better than the running back class. I think you have to go Damari Drader. here, not Douglas Scully.
You go what? Sorry.
The number 2 DB, Damari Drade.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's who they have to take here. The DB class is so much better than the running back class off projections.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a running back later if you take one.
I do like the DB move as well. I'll mark down for Damari Dredair. Man, I keep
marked down.
Damari Dredair, the second DB.
Okay.
I keep thinking that it's like Mateo that's drafting on this one. I was like, no, Mateo is my assistant now, and he's helping me, and we were talking.
That's
like,
still so surreal.
It's like, no, that's not what's happening.
Mateo, we love you.
Me. But yeah. Yeah, so Griffins, Direwolves, we got so many high. 13, once again, the Lancers. We've got so many repeat teams in these top 13, 15.
What did we give them the first time?
Lancers,
Heck
the
Allen's.
first time we gave them Heck Allen's QB.
Okay, so
They could go a few ways.
We still have not said Sean Fletcher yet.
with Jason Strafe and Jordan Herbert.
I think they like their tight ends too much.
You think
Yeah.
so?
I think if they go offense here, I think they go wide receiver. Knowing
They
Ty,
If it's offense,
Trap.
they need to go wide receiver.
You think they go DeAndre Brooks?
it's also like they could grab a linebacker,
Linebacker,
D-line.
linebacker, D-line, wide receiver.
I think Ty's gonna go receiver.
I think he will too.
I think that's a very good move for trying to keep John Bain, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they take Carlisle Hampton.
Over DeAndre Brooks?
I feel like that feels more like a Lancer to me.
Okay.
Carlisle. What do you guys think?
I mean, I personally like DeAndre Brooks for catching every pass, but Carlisle I could see going as well. They're pretty equal in my eyes.
Brady?
Jace Genty seems like a Lancer.
I agree with you.
Like,
Jason Genty's plan.
That's such a Lancers move as well to reach down as well in the first round, the fourth prospect.
And I think it would be hilarious. It would fit Ty very well to do that.
When's the Lancers' next pick? Do they have another first?
No.
Yes.
They have 3?
They have pick 20.
I think they go linebacker here and take Ginty or whoever's there at wide receiver at 20.
Okay. All right. We'll mark him down for linebacker then. The next one is Reggie Shawnwell for linebacker right now.
Shawnell. Yeah, I think that's where they
I
go.
like that one actually. My pen is dying. A little. Reggie Shawnwell. I pick 13. Okay. Pick 14. The Paladins. Hello.
Ooh.
They might go D-line to replace Leroy as he just walked.
I think DB. Probably D-line considering they lost Leroy. But it's not a great D-line class. They could take Dean Olishki, but it might be better value to get a DB.
Maybe.
Have Harvey Burlaketch.
Yeah, I don't think they take tight end.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what about their wide receiver room?
Wide receiver. Their wide receivers are so bad.
I know that they have another pick coming up really soon. But like,
yeah, they're 14-17.
Ooh, okay, maybe wait on the receiver. Go DB.
Next DB available is D'Angelo Coakley, master of the chase down, which I don't hate actually.
he's what, the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, since they don't have Gail Lane Jr. anymore.
I made that trade before a manager was in there. And I didn't know we had a manager coming in that soon. Honestly, if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have done it.
No, you're fine. It was just funny.
But yeah,
I think they could get another defensive back.
I think
in
they
there,
take
that'd be a good move.
D'Angelo. Okay, D'Angelo Coakley. 15. We've got the Hoplites. What is the Hoplites' main concern right now, as they are in win now a bit as well?
Then tight end Sean Fletcher's still here.
That's fair.
But they have Tom.
Do they take Fletchy to replace Wagner though? Then
They talked about they want a tight end. If Fletchy's still here, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
take-
Is if he's still here, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. They're taking him if he's still here.
I agree.
heard
I'm marking it down.
Stan.
Yeah, I agree.
Maine's MVP. I want to see Maine. Maine's brother's coming up in the next draft class as well.
What is he?
What?
Is he also a quarterback? I hope he goes to the Kingfishers.
I would have almost expected him to be a wide receiver. We see a lot of QB wide receiver brothers, like just across in real life. That's like a big thing that happens a lot. So it'd be funny if that was a thing. But
Maine's brother might actually go to the Kingfishers.
That'd be so funny.
That would line up. The timeline would line up next season.
Okay.
The Towers.
Towers us. Anyways, 16 Corsairs.
So
Barrett.
I really want a specific player.
It always sucks for us. It always sucks for us saying our projected draft picks. So actually, how about this? Brady and I will do this alone, and then you guys can do mine as well when it comes up, and the actual manager just won't have a comment on it.
I mean, I want to comment on it, but you guys tell me what you think.
If you want to comment.
Tristan, do you know what John wants?
I don't.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't know if you know that I know what you want, but I know what you want, so I don't want to.
He probably wants linebacker, honestly.
I don't know if it's specifically with this pick, but I know one player that you really want. So I don't want. Okay.
I feel like John wants either D-line or linebacker here at this spot right now. Personally.
Who do we have left?
Who we got left? For linebackers, we are through Reggie Seanwell, I think. So we're through 4 on linebackers. D-line.
John,
we're
you have
into
Colton Williams in
Dean
your lineup right now?
I'm really excited to start.
I tried, man. I wanted to love him.
I could get Laquan Dashiell for that spot, but I want to play Tolton Williams that bad. So
I
wish him luck.
I think John goes D-line, taking Estefan Barbonez.
I could see a defensive back too, potentially.
Maybe, but I do know we're kind of far into him now. I guess we're only taking 3. Bijan Bellervin. I could see Bijan going here too, maybe.
You do whatever. John, expose your secrets now.
my money's on D-line.
If I went DB, I really like Demalvier or Vamaya Bell. I would not take Bellervin. He's just not a Corsair to me. But I probably don't go DB here. I really would love Rondé Elliker or Reggie Shawn out here, but they're both gone. I like Rick Adamiri and Kenan Reeves, but not enough. KJ Bellamy is my favorite linebacker left at this point, and I don't want to take him that high. And my draft crush is still on the board. I'm probably going to go linebacker here. I'll probably just take Rick Adamiri. Or if I'm feeling fun, if I'm feeling funky in the draft, I might just reach and grab KJ Bellamy. But I'll probably take Rick Adamiri.
Okay.
And that's clipped. And if you don't pick him, we're gonna call you a liar.
17 coming back. The Paladins.
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
receiver. Brooks.
Brooks? Yeah, I could see him
What
taking
about Dunn?
Brooks.
Or Hampton.
I like Brooks better, personally. I think you would take Brooks.
Yeah.
Personally.
Hampton just feels more like a paladin.
It makes me so happy when a player that like you look at and you're like, you feel like you belong here, goes to that team. That makes me so happy.
I know. It's happened a good amount of time. Like, Dante Okada was such a tower. I loved him as a tower.
I've yet to
Makes me
hear
sad that he's
someone say that about a Saber, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm fine with that. I mold
No,
people
there's
into
a lot
being
of
Sabers.
That is true. There's a lot of players that like fit, but like EJ Duffy is such a saber.
Well,
And
that was my first ever draft. Like,
yeah, but like he feels like a saber.
does
Like
he? He does now, but
I think so.
okay. Anyways, number 18, the Tyrants. We're almost there. We're almost through.
Does EJ stand for Emancipated Juice?
I don't know. Okay, I really like Hampton's fit to the Paladins and Brooks' fit to the Tyrants better.
Really?
If we're gonna, I think they go back to back wide receiver here, and I feel like it fits both teams better if Hampton goes Paladins and Brooks goes Tyrants. But I might be alone on that.
If
I could see it too.
Hampton
but-
goes Paladins, you said?
Yeah, and Brooks feels more like a Tyrant.
I agree with that, but I don't know if it would get picked that way.
Yeah, true. Either way, receiver.
I'll just mark
So
down Carlisle Hampton,
I'm good with either way you guys want to put it because I could see either happening.
and I'll like make them know that's like these are interchangeable, that they might go back reverse or something.
Yeah.
But
Do we know what EJ stands for, John?
Yeah.
Emancipated Juice.
No.
the juice. Is it Elijah? I don't think I know, actually. Which is funny.
I want
As
to
the
know.
fucking manager of him.
You'll find out.
Anyways.
When he retires, will he say it?
Maybe.
Will he say it when he retires?
Continue.
Anyways, Sabres, number 19. I'm curious to know what you guys think I'll do. And then I'll
Sabres.
debate. And then I'll debate confirming or not.
So my take
Ladle.
here. Yes, Stu Ladle. But no. So what I thought the Sabres should do, but it's kind of hard when the manager won't respond, is with the new Darwin of Mateo coming to the Sabres, that they should trade for Jihad Jesko to get their, because they're tight end. They need a tight end. Tight end is the biggest hole in this team. They do not have a good tight end. And I think Jihad Jesko would be a great fit coming from the Direwolves when Mateo was the former manager and the guy who drafted him. But if that doesn't happen, I think Von Phillips. Von Phillips, Sabres, I think that's a good fit.
Okay. I will reveal a little bit about what Mateo and I have talked about. This isn't like giving anything away about my team. We cannot trade for Jihad Jesko because we don't have the cap space to afford it.
Okay.
Jihad Jesko is at $3 million right now, and if all of my current contracts go through the way that I have laid them out right now, I am at $68 million before the draft. I legitimately cannot afford to field Jihad Jesko.
Is that accounting for switching him out with the current tight end?
It doesn't matter. The two current guys are at $1 million. It wouldn't matter.
So you would be at
He'd be at
70 if you got
I've accounted for it. I would be over.
Well, if you're at 68 and he has 3 for a 1,
Because
then you'd only be adding 2 more.
Because I've also got to field a new DB somewhere, or like another defensive person. It'd put me over.
Gotcha.
Just split
Makes
one
sense.
in half.
But so like it's either, and I'm trying to keep together the current roster, so it's either trade someone out, and maybe I do that at the same time, or we just draft. And currently we're leaning draft, but like if something goes wrong with like our contracts the way that I have currently laid them out, because they haven't been simulated yet, if contracts don't take, we might have to make a move to do that. But currently, we straight up could not afford him. So it's been discussed. We've talked about it.
I think Von Phillips here would be a great pick.
And that's probably where we're leaning. Is tight end at that spot. Anyways, final pick in the first round. The Lancers come back once again around, and we said they were probably going to take Jace Genty. Here, I think is what we said.
That feels like the time move, and he feels like a Lancer. I think that makes a lot of sense considering they just took a quarterback. But I also think that Dean Olishki would be a pretty good pick here. Or a DB. Or a linebacker. Any defensive position here would be good. But I think Jace Genty makes sense, although I do not think 4 receivers should be going in this first round.
Probably not.
But people just like receivers.
But people like to make the splashy offensive moves. So I think it's more realistic. But
I haven't looked at you.
Yeah. In any case, I'll read back our list that we got just for brevity. Pick 1 to the Griffins, Colby Stanza. Pick 2 to the Direwolves, Jeff Maggie. Pick 3 to the Sentries, Carnell Cage. Pick 4 to the Direwolves, Vern Chariot. Pick 5, Lancers, Heck Allens. Pick 6, Jerome Contrada to the Rhinos. Pick 7 is Ajani Kindall to the Griffins. 8, Levante Wagner to Cobras. 9, Fernando Alase to the Admirals. 10, Rondé Elliker to the Griffins. Number 11, Shai Sharka to the Towers. Number 12, Damari Dradire to the Direwolves. 13, Reggie Seanwell to the Lancers. 14, D'Angelo Coakley to the Paladins. 15, Sean Fletchy to the Hoplites. 16, Rick Adamiri to the Corsairs. 17, DeAndre Brooks to the Paladins. 18, Carlisle Hampton to the Tyrants. Those can be swapped, though, potentially. 19, Von Phillips to the Sabres. And 20, Jace Genty to the Lancers. There is your first round predictions.
I do want to say...
Boom.
Do you want to say something? I feel like 3 and 4 are also interchangeable.
Carnell Cage and Vern Chariot, potentially.
Yeah, no, I would agree there.
Yeah, I could see those.
I think this whole round is extremely volatile, and this could get blown up completely. I think a lot of things could happen, and it's going to be a very, very exciting draft in real time.
Especially if one of a few trades that I know of go through.
Because for the most part right now, we have just picked teams' biggest needs down the lines of draft classes. And we know, due to humans being humans and the JFL being what it is, that potentially could not happen. That could happen, and it could also not. We've seen it go both ways. So
it's the last time the Salamanders were in a mock draft. First round. It's been a while.
Last season.
But like for the first mock draft.
Oh. I don't know.
But in any case,
that's a good question. In black?
It might have been.
That might
in season 6.
What did I take in season 7?
Can't remember.
I don't think you had a first.
Did I not? I don't think I took a first in season 7. I think you're right. Because McCown was season 8.
Wait, where is Joseph taken?
I don't know. First round, but he traded in to the first.
Okay.
That was
okay. Well, that is our first round mock draft. What are we doing on time?
We are at an hour 26 now.
Okay. So maybe one more segment. Do we want to do Mount Rushmores, or do we want to do a game? And then we'll do the other segment the next episode.
I know Mount Rushmore would probably take a while as well.
We could run the game and then do the Mount Rushmore next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good way to start it. Is with around Mount Rushmore.
That feels right. Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll do Mount Rushmore within the week. Hopefully. And be able to get that done before draft once again. In any case, sounds like we're going to save Mount Rushmore again for later, but hopefully we'll get it done before Season 10 draft. But John, you said you've got a game.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, hopefully we'll get another episode like this week if possible, or fairly soon. But yes, I have a little game. It's very similar to what we did last time, but with a little twist.
Okay.
So what we did was we randomized team selection and then would take the players to build a team, an all-time team.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing that together, all three of us, to make one team. To see if we can get a randomized team better than the Salamanders all-time.
Holy shit. Uh-oh.
God.
Oh.
We can't get Salamanders playing,
Okay.
and we got to see if we can make a better team.
So we can't get Salamanders players, is what you said?
Cannot get Salamanders players because they're all for the Salamanders.
Okay.
God,
Okay.
God,
Okay.
no.
To write down the terms because my internet's out.
Okay.
This brings me back to Miss Rosenbeck's.
Yeah. So quarterback, running back,
Yep.
3 wide, and 2 D line. Or should we do
Whoa,
two,
hold on.
or one?
You cut out a lot. I got 3 wide receivers, and then you cut out a lot from there.
Yeah, you got Robody.
3 wide receivers, tight end,
Okay.
and then I think we should do one each position.
One what?
Top 1 player.
Defensively?
So 1 linebacker, DB, 1 D line.
Okay.
And at the very last spin is gonna be our kicker, no matter what.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Yoink, here we come.
Okay. All right. QB, running back, 3 wide receivers, tight end, D line, linebacker, DB, kicker. Okay.
So that'd be what?
should we do
That would be like what? Jack Malley, Curtis Sampson, as Devontae, Soren Kelsey,
Yep, and George McCown.
George McCown,
Mhm.
and then
Borston.
Russie Smith,
Russie.
And then Johnny said.
and yeah, Johnny Tampa.
Okay.
So, should we get a flex? What would the flex be for the Salamanders? Joey McLean,
Desmond Staller.
Gus Concrete. Desmond Staller's already in the
Oh,
receivers.
is he? Okay.
Roydon Sharp.
DeAndre Tulloch.
Well, I mean, the flex, like offensive flex.
Probably running back or tight end, I would say.
Like which player? So we know what to compare against.
So personally, I want Gus Concrete.
Should we? I feel like we just shouldn't do a flex because
Yeah, I feel like we
shouldn't,
should.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't think
easier
we
to
should.
compare them if we don't.
Don't have the flex.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready to roll?
Yeah. I don't like that I can't use any of my guys.
Our first team is the Glaciers.
Glaciers. Oh, buddy. Ivan?
So,
We could also take Ray Bold.
Ivan. We could take Bold. We could take Salazar.
Ooh.
Ooh. I think you have to go Salazar.
If you can.
I don't know though, because Salazar didn't play there long enough. I feel like.
It's true. I don't.
And
agree.
Dekolov, I feel like Dekolov makes the most sense. Like Dekolov is the best competition we're ever gonna get for Russie.
I wouldn't say that, but he's definitely up there for some of the best competition.
Oh, Tegan.
Yeah.
Tegan's the only one better.
Spoilers for the
Tegan's
Mount
the one
Rushmore
better.
next time.
Yeah, Tegan, and Dekolov. I feel like I think Dekolov might be our best value.
I think there's other better
Considering
running
him-
backs, yeah.
Him and Tegan are the only ones I think that are comparable to Russie. And there are a lot of DBs, I think. Not a lot of DBs, but there are more DBs, more running backs that would give us a good shot against the Salamanders.
I think so too. Yeah.
I feel like if we don't get Tiber, that
Yeah. We really need Ty. We're really pulling for the Sharks, or also I think like any of the other MVP quarterbacks, we'd be okay
I
if we
think
do well enough everywhere else.
I think a Grady
Yeah.
Burke or a Draymond Daniels could also maybe
exactly.
be made an argument. Sure, Jack Mally's definitely going to be better, but like it's not going to be a detriment or a hit if we get like another
No, I
MVP
agree. But I feel
QB.
like in order to like beat, like just straight up, you need Tiber.
Yeah. Captain or Duffy could also be good to like match. But I think here Dekalov is the right choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our next team, the Kingfishers.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
But we can't take kicker.
No,
It's
so
not what I wanted to hear.
they
Just
have
bite the bullet
so
and go
Soren
tight
Kelsey
end.
one season. I don't think we can take Soren Kelsey.
Go DeMar
Oh
Williams.
god,
Devin Pacer.
do we want Devin Pacer at wide receiver 3?
It's not bad.
That might be the play.
Tight end
Because
could be
I don't want to
interesting
waste.
too.
I don't want to waste one of the like the one-off positions that we could get a
True.
superstar.
Yeah.
So would you
I think
put
Devin Pacer against Desmond Staller.
Wait.
I think
Wait. DeMar Williams.
I did.
yeah, but DeMar Williams versus Tucker Borston.
Are we gonna find much of a better D line outside like maybe Curtis Rhymes or like
Curtis Ryan,
There's-
John Bain, Gable. If we can get one of those, the gap is way smaller than
I don't
Borston,
yeah.
two-time All-Pro Williams, who is going to be retired in a year or two. You know, so I think Pacer versus Desmond Staller is our most favorable matchup.
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
Because I assume that the wide receivers for the Sailors would go Hodgins, Kelsey, Staller.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Okay.
Pacer.
We'll take Devin Pacer at wide receiver 3.
Hopefully, until we get screwed.
I wrote him down in my wide receiver 3 spot, so
Okay, hoplites.
Ooh.
that's Zyron Williams.
I think we have. But the thing is, Zyron. That's like Zyron is good, worse than Soren Kelsey, but I think that's our best. I think Zyron, by the end of his career, can be pretty comparable to Soren Kelsey.
I agree.
He very easily could. Yes. I think if Soren Kelsey would have not been gone through the gauntlet of ours Kingfishers.
Yeah. If he didn't get journeyman.
Sure.
Yeah,
But I do still
Sorry, Soren.
I don't know if there's a better option here on the hoplites other than Zyron.
I don't think there is.
Okay, so actually, if we think about this, they both have one Best Wide Receiver award. They both have 3 All-Pros. Zyron has played less seasons than Kelsey and already has the same accolades.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, Zyron's played.
He doesn't have the same
4?
Something like that, 4 or 5, but he has 3 All-Pros already, which is the same as Kelsey. And also, like, Kelsey does have like the individual game performances that were insane, but like,
And the Jupiter Bowl.
Zyron's a 1,000-yard receiver. I think Zyron's actually fairly good matchup here.
I think that's a pretty good matchup.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's horrible. I don't know. Am I cheering to beat the team?
You're cheering.
It's like I want to win, but I also I
Yeah.
don't know. It's weird.
Is Zyron our 1 or our 2? I think Zyron's probably our. You think he's our 2?
I think you gotta hold out. I think you gotta hold out for a better 1.
We're comparing him for Soren Kelsey. We hopefully can get somebody to compete with Hodgins, like Breida or Vermill or Toon.
I think those are the only 3
I
that you
feel
could
like
hope
Zyron
for.
Williams is better than Vermill and Toon personally, but that's just me right now.
That's a take. Okay, that's okay. I don't.
You were so
right
glitchy
now,
during that.
I was like, whoa. I think that maybe by the end of his career, that's not crazy. But Ricky Toon, I think Ricky Toon's.
I mean,
that's
what I'm talking about. Is like you've got a bit of bias towards a guy who's been around longer and have had time, but like Zyron Williams, he's had like half the career, but still an electric amount of like
But we
accolades.
got to take
that,
them
like,
how they are. That's the issue.
But like,
I know.
In Toon's first 3 seasons, he had 2 1,000-yard seasons. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think Zyron is going
That's
to
what
be. I think by the end of his career, Zyron is at that caliber. Personally,
I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible. But still, I don't think he's like Hodgins' realm, which we need like two. But yeah, we need like Rita, hopefully. But yeah, I like Zyron here.
you're.
See Robot John for you too, Tristan.
Yeah, he is. A little bit.
Am I?
It's like it's like in and out. I wonder if disabling your video might help. I'm not sure.
I will try. So our next team
Okay.
would have been the Salamanders, but we can't, so I got to respin.
You didn't just take him off the wheel?
Leopards.
Leopards?
I think it'd be fun.
Do you go
Leopards.
Toon or Curtis Rhymes? I feel like you have to go Curtis Rhymes
I think you have to go Curtis.
I think so too.
because he's
yeah.
the closest to Tucker Borson that you're gonna get.
Yes, I think this is a huge pull.
Yeah, Curtis Rhymes is so big because he's one of the only other guys who've had sack leader. He's got it like three or four times. Like this is absolutely.
I think it goes worse than Rhymes, but that there's no other way to get close to that.
I think the gap's a little larger, but it is like he's the only one in the same zip code.
Yeah, true.
But I also think Jeremy Risen wouldn't be a terrible pick over like to beat McCown, but I think Rhymes is the best pick right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
You're
not gonna get a better
Keith Stafford or Cliff or Wes Bowen.
You're not gonna find a better D line than that.
Lancers.
Ernie Gecko.
Ernie
Gecko, the hero once again.
There
is also Breida, but no, you got
Ernie Gecko. You got it. I think as much as I love Curtis Sampson, like he had such a weird career.
I don't know.
Ernie Gecko blows him out of the water.
I don't know if we could take Breida from Lancers. I mean, he did win a bowl there, but he's only there for a single season, so.
He did have a 1,000-yard season and one offensive rookie of the year there, but it was only one season.
Yeah, that's
so
just
I think
Gecko is like the absolute safe pick. Like no one's
the ethical pick here.
The ethical pick, yeah. I agree. Next up,
Brewers. Wes Bowen. Waiting for John.
Sharks.
Yeah, John. Ooh. Tiber Jericho, yeah.
We get Tiber. This is going splendid for us.
This might be a little too easy.
Okay, pal.
I'm kidding.
You might get Bone in the final pick.
But yeah, we still have a wide receiver, tight end, DB, and our final kicker as well to go. So
let's throw a little wrench in there. If we pull the Griffins for kicker, we have to take Whiff.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Tiber, that's huge.
That's
such a huge pull.
Tiber is so
the
huge.
biggest pull so far is Tiber and
Ernie.
Curtis Rhymes.
Oh yeah, actually yeah.
Next is Glaciers again.
Shit. Fuck.
We take Artie DeBerg.
Can we take Salazar?
Oh, wait, DeBerg isn't terrible.
I
would rather have Hodges over DeBerg.
I'm fine with either of those. I'm just saying, I don't know if we would agree if it's ethical on Salazar.
Okay, Salazar's career.
How long was he there as a Glacier?
He was there for like 2.5 seasons. Went to the Jackals. Went for 1 season. Went to the Towers from season 4 to season 8.
Yep.
And then played for the Leopards for a season. So I feel like he did so much as a Glacier still.
I feel like it's fair to take him.
He was drafted as a Glacier, spent second most time as a Glacier. Did he win
interception leader as Glacier?
Yeah. Did he win Defensive Player of the Year season 1?
Well, originally he did, but that got switched to Dekalov.
Okay. But he was still the second best candidate on the Glaciers.
I think Salazar here is not crazy.
I'm fine with taking that. I don't think you could take him as a jackal or a leopard.
I agree.
Okay.
You could take him as a glacier
Well,
or a
he's in
tower.
the Hall of Fame as a glacier and a tower.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Then
So
I think
King Salazar, buddy.
that's huge. We're actually getting very fortunate.
I was gonna
Yes.
say this is going very well.
Okay, Emperors. Holy cow, this is literally perfect.
Oh my god.
This is a perfect run.
I
This is
don't
a
I don't
perfect
know
run.
I don't know whether to be happy or upset.
West Bowen. Okay,
West
this is
Bowen.
so easy. So I think we already win, but
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to move
Now
well.
we do still have another wide receiver to get and our kicker to get.
That's it.
Yes.
So we just pulled centuries. So we spoke a little bit
wide receiver.
Yikes.
We have to get Laquan Dashiell,
Yeah.
which I love, but he's not comparable to the Salamanders guys. So that
Compared to
means Zyron
Devontae
and
Hodges. Ooh.
that means we're over 3 in wide receiver matchups.
I feel like it's not like our wide receivers are getting blown out, but like the wide receiver room
That
is
last
definitely
one
better. Yeah.
makes it.
I mean, you have the GOAT wide receiver against Zyron Williams, which is not a huge gap, but it's a pretty decent gap.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Kelsey
Devin
to
Pacer.
Devin Pacer. That's a pretty huge gap.
Yeah.
And then you have Daller to Laquan Dashiell. That's also a pretty big gap.
Here's the thing though, Ernie lifts it up a good amount, and then Wes
Yeah.
Bowen also lifts it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's Tiber throwing to all these guys.
Yeah. True.
So we could do
It's
worse.
good.
We could do worse.
I
And
think
now
this
for our kicker.
that made it a lot closer than it.
Yeah.
Are we
Give me like
ready?
sharks, sabers, like
I'm hoping.
give me
for-
rhinos, ice piz.
Give me jackals.
I take horny J even.
Paladins.
Oh my god, I spoke it into existence.
Jay. Justin Hornsworth. That's fine. That's an okay kicker.
I can't believe I spoke it into existence with that last one.
That is crazy.
Horny J. All right. I'll flash up in editing like the list of all these players and whatnot in comparison. But just to run down our list while I'm talking about it. The QB matchup, Jack Malley against Cyber Jericho. The running back matchup is Curtis Sampson against Ernie Gecko. Wide receivers, we've got Devontae Hodgins against Zyron Williams. Soren Kelsey against Devin Pacer. And Desmond Staller against Laquan Dashiell. Tight ends, we've got... Who do we say the tight end for Salamanders?
Bowen.
George McCown.
George McCown.
George McCown against Wes Bowen. D-line, we've got Tucker Borston against Curtis Rhymes. Linebacker, we've got Olive Rusty against Ivan Dekalov. DB, we've got Marvin Smith against King Salazar. And for kickers, we've got Johnny Tin against Justin Hornsworth.
I think that's about as good as you can get.
It's
other than
pretty
the
damn
receivers.
good of a matchup here.
I think that this game is insane and going to go either way. I think if we got one better receiver, like one more all-pro receiver instead of Dashiell or something, I think it's a guarantee win. Not a guarantee win, but like a favorable win for our team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a great, like we did about as good as you could have.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, other than wide receiver, you got the tight end, you got the other defensive lineman, you got like the linebacker, the defensive back, the running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to pass up. Like even with the lower end wide receivers, this is still a game.
I guess I didn't realize how crazy that all-time Salamanders offense was.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Another
that's
thing that would
nasty.
be fun Another thing that would be fun is to try to beat like a team's all-time team like this, but with only non-all pro players.
I was thinking about
Oh,
that.
Like we have to like pick like not like the Salamanders obviously, but like a medium level team, take their all-time
Fishers,
offense and see if we can make a better team with non-all pros.
that's when
tight
you
end, Gus
want to. That's when
Concrete.
you want to roll sabers for wide receivers. Flame Boder, Cal
Really?
Casuals for like non All Pro wide receivers feels really good in my opinion.
That would be great pulls.
Tight end, Gus Concrete.
Tight end Gus Concrete. Yeah, there we go.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad
I
at
miss
all.
him.
Don't we all? But yeah, I think that probably wraps
I
up our.
hated him.
That's our last segment, but if we just want to brainstorm some games, and we might at some point reach out to other people if they want to come on and do some mini things, other interviews. Once again, hopefully we'll get someone in next time.
I want to try to get Ben in.
Want to get in Ben? We want to get in some other guys who've got up and coming teams, talk about their strategies, talk about other stuff as well, and also maybe just for guest appearances for games. Maybe we've got a few things that we'd like to do in the works, stuff like these drafts, and potentially some other stuff. You've all seen quiz shows, I'm sure, before, and we could do some fun things around. So if you ever want to be on one of these, let us know. Once again, shoot us a message either in general to one of us. We'll see if we can work some things out. But yeah, any closing thoughts on our draft class, our predictions for division winners, gentlemen?
I think we're pretty set. Also, if either of you two come up with games or like trivia stuff or anything fun or just a segment in general you want to do, make sure you bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm set.
All right. Brady, any closing words before we take this sucker out?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, thank you once
Oh,
again. Oh.
well, I realized I didn't dog on anyone this episode. I feel like every time I've kind of crapped on a team. Uh, uh, um, Cobras, you're a snake. Ha. Okay, we're good now.
All right. Thank you, everyone, once again for tuning in to Around the JFL. This has been episode 8 with the council members of the JFL. Once again, talking shop. And we hope to see you guys soon once again, hopefully later in the week. But if not, hopefully at the draft. Take care, everyone, and good luck.
See ya.